Let's bake a sour cream pound cake. Yummy! For our ingredients, we're going to need our butter emulsion, our vanilla paste, sour cream, 3 cups of all-purpose flour, baking powder and salt, 6 eggs, 3 cups of sugar, and 1, 2, 3 sticks of butter, and a half stick or a half cup of butter-flavored shortening. So into our mixing bowl will go all of the butter, or 3 sticks of butter, as well as the half cup of butter-flavored shortening. Using our paddle attachment, we're going to stick this on the mixer. I'm going to start off on a low speed just to get them together, and then I'm going to go up to about a medium speed to mix all of those. Now it's time to turn it down to the lowest setting because now we're going to slowly pour in our 3 cups of granulated sugar. Three cups of granulated sugar. I'm just pouring it slowly so it doesn't go everywhere. And once I get it all in there, then I will turn my mixer back up to a medium speed. Medium high. Too high, too high. Okay, there we go. All right, so while that's going, because that's going to go for like 5 minutes, we're going to go ahead and add our 1 teaspoon of baking powder and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt to our 3 cups of all-purpose flour. You already know I love to sift my ingredients together. Whether I'm using all-purpose flour or cake flour, I always re-sift the flour. So I'm going to do that now. Sift those 3 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Sift it all together. You can see me just tapping on the sifter just to make sure that all the ingredients come down. A lot of times the flour likes to stick to the side, so that's why I'm tapping it. A few more taps should get it done. And as you see, there's some like flour balls, some little balls of flour that don't want to go through the sifter. After a few turns, whatever doesn't want to go through, guess what? I don't put it through, I just threw it away. It's stuck together for a reason. All right, so that's probably been about 5 minutes. As you can see, our butter mixture has turned from a dark yellow to a very light yellow, and it's starting to get very fluffy. I'm going to take this opportunity to scrape down the bowl. You guys know how I always say you got to scrape down the bowl multiple times in order to make sure everything is mixed well. The most important part is way down there in the bottom middle of the bowl. If you have a mixer like mine, which is an older stand mixer, it's sometimes hard for the paddle attachment to get all the way at the very bottom of the bowl. So you really need to make sure that you scrape down the bowl. Back on the mixer, and we're going to put that back up into a medium high speed, and just for a few seconds. And remember I said we want to make sure it's nice and fluffy. See, that's looking really good. I'm going to put it back on low now, the lowest setting, because now it's time to add in our eggs. It's time to add in 6 eggs to the butter mixture, one at a time, making sure that you get them fully incorporated, and then add the next egg in immediately. So as soon as all the yellow yolks are gone, add the next egg in. Almost done. All right, that's our last egg, last of the 6 eggs. And so now we are going to give the counter a little wipe, and now we are about to add in the rest of the ingredients, which is the sour cream and the flour mixture. For the sour cream, honestly, it's 12 ounces of sour cream, and I know I have a 16-ounce container, or 14-ounce container, sorry, so I just usually use most of it and save a little bit, and to me that's close enough. Go ahead and take this opportunity to scrape down the bowl. Making sure we get all the way down there at the bottom. All right. Back on the stand mixer and on its low setting, we're going to get ready to add in our flour mixture and sour cream alternating. I'm going to start off with the flour mixture, a few spoonfuls of that, and then we will add in some of the sour cream, and we'll alternate that way, ending with flour. I've just done this so many times with the sour cream, that's how I know I'm adding in about 12 ounces. But if you need to measure it out, or if you need to buy the container that's already, I think maybe 12 ounces, that'll work as well. And like I said, we're just going to alternate the flour mixture with the sour cream. The batter already honestly looks really good. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that was my last time adding in sour cream, but now I want to take a moment and add in the flavor. So I'm going in with about a teaspoon of vanilla paste, and then I'm going to add in about a half of a teaspoon of butter flavored emulsion. This particular client wanted a very plain sour cream cake, so I'm just taking it really light on the flavorings. And now that that's all in, I'm going to go ahead and just add in my last batch of flour. Perfect. And we'll just let that blend for just a bit. Get some of that flour I got everywhere. Clean that up a bit. Alrighty, so now it's time to scrape the bowl down. Just want to, like I said, since we have all this flour here and it's gone everywhere, I want to make sure I get it off the paddle attachment, because sometimes it gets on the top of the paddle attachment. So I'm just scraping down, doing a really good job of scraping down the paddle attachment, and then I will take the bowl off and scrape down the sides of the bowl really well, as well as the bottom, making sure I get down to the bottom as well. As you can see, our batter is looking pretty good right about now. It's pretty much done. I think I'm going to put it back on for one more stir. Let's see. Yes, one more stir, just because this is our last and final stir. I don't want to stir it too much, because we've already added eggs, we've already added flour, and the last thing you want to do is over mix your cake. So put it back on the lowest speed just to get that last bit of flour stirred in together. And let's go ahead and prep our pan. You know, I love using this PAM baking spray, easy, perfect release, I think they call it. And that is my favorite bundt pan, my Nordic 18 cup bundt pan. Want to make sure you spray it everywhere, get it all. Yeah, yep, you're right. I ran out of PAM, but guess what? I have another can. That's right. In with the other can so we can finish spraying this pan completely. Oh, almost forgot to turn my cake off. Here we go. Very well coated. And so now, since this is the final takedown as far as scraping off the paddle, I'm going to scrape that down and get my bowl ready off of the stand mixer, and I'll take that off camera and then bring you back in a moment. All right, so I did a really good job of getting all of the batter off of the paddle attachment, and there's our batter. See how nice and silky and smooth, velvety, if you will. It is. That's exactly what you want. All right, into our 18 cup bundt pan that's already been prepared. I just usually like to go in thirds, and I really like this pan as well because it's got the handles on the side. It just makes it so much easier. I wish all of my bundt pans had a handle on it. So I'll give it about a third turn and add in a bit, and give it another third turn and add a bit. I just don't want to get it in the middle or all over the place, so just trying to control the batter a bit, which is why I do that. Very nice looking batter. Go ahead and get the last bit. And everything was very well incorporated. There was no pockets at the bottom, so I was really happy about that. And now here I'm just being big backed at this point. I just want to make sure I get every last morsel of batter out of the bowl and into the pan. Although this cake is for a client, but still, that's how I would have done it if it was my cake, because I want all the cake I can possibly eat. So we want to make sure we get all the batter out of the pan and off of the spoon. All right, last bit. And now we are going to smooth out the top of the batter. I'm not really pressing down very hard. I'm just trying to get it a little bit smoother so that it'll be for a better presentation at the end. So just making sure it's nice and level. Oh, yeah, you thought you were going to get away from your batter? Nope. I'm going to put you right in there. There you go. All right, now you want to just give it a little jiggle and then a few taps to get rid of the air bubbles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like I said, just to get rid of all the air bubbles. And then into a 325-degree oven for about an hour, and it comes out like this. Yummy! I wish I'd be there when they were going to taste it, but for now, this is their sour cream pound cake. Enjoy!